Hi, everybody. My name is Natalie. I'm a criminal defense attorney, and my channel is Natalie Lawyer Chick. And that's right. It's I can't put Natalie Lawyer Chick on here because I have Zoom court, so I have to have my real name.
No, no, we'd forget, and then the next court appearance would be awkward. The
Oh,
judge would roll
so
their eyes at you like, "What are you doing?"
they know about your
You
channel,
don't want to
right? So
be
like,
that one guy with the certain name from Michigan who had
Yeah.
the
oh yeah,
infamous.
oh
What?
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
guys.
I am Artie from my channel is Artie's Corporate Fiction. The name I have there is part of my old gaming channel name. So because I don't use Zoom for my calls, I use we use Teams.
Yeah.
So I'm a lot safer on here, but that's the name of my channel.
Awesome. So, what my viewers really appreciate about all of you is all we do really is point the camera at the courtroom, the judge, and the attorneys, and we don't provide any commentary. And I guess the first thing I was going to talk about was the Kim Blandino case, in the sense of I think that's the only one that all three of you are covering. I think two of you covered Michael McDonald, and there may be other cases that I don't know, but for sure the Kim Blandino one is the one that's really getting us a lot of emails and just mainly appreciation. They think that I'm sending them to you. They don't know that you guys are finding the cases on your own. So I guess the first question a lot of viewers have is what really is it that makes you guys to go out and decide to cover cases like this? And we can start with Mike, I
Uh,
guess. Yeah.
For me, it's just it just is it interesting? Is there something? I just did one today. It was just sort of charming court appearance, and the attorney was really over the top, but super interesting. A sovereign citizen is automatically interesting. Anybody who's going to assert that sort of defense, that's gold every time. It doesn't work. It's fun to watch, but it could be anything else. Just a light moment, an interesting fact pattern. It could be anything. But to me, it's just interest. That's my thought process.
Mhm. And you can bounce around yourselves. I mean, I'm going to keep us unstuck if you
mhm.
get stuck a little. But Artie's definitely new. He's replacing Wendy from Command the Courtroom. She was sick, so she couldn't show up, guys. But anyway, your streams on it definitely are also getting attention to my channel too.
So yeah, so I'm trying to. I think it was Mike. When Mike had a discussion with Mr. Blandino. I think before I saw Mike's one of Mike's videos on him, I vaguely recall that he was actually featured on an episode of Court Cam. And I didn't really think much of it at the time. It wasn't until I saw Mike's thing that I realized, oh, who is this guy? And I think a lot of my viewers know that when I find a new rabbit hole, I go all in, and so that's why I went well beyond what our Nevada judges had already had in terms of tape. I was able to go even further and find even more footage of Mr. Blandino and actually go into it. I mean, I did a lot of searching on his previous court history, and that's why I call it the saga, because I really wanted to do like a deep dive of who he is and why we are at this stage of the game in 2021 or 2020 where he really started taking off from our Nevada judges. And I think for me, my big thing about why I was so interested in him is that the thing is, yes, sovereign citizens are is interesting, but that's a lot of what I've been doing. Whereas I think we're kind of all in agreement that Mr. Blandino does not fit the mold of a sovereign citizen. He doesn't have the same ideology.
Mhm.
However, he vexatious litigants are indeed a thing. Not all vexatious litigants are sovereign citizens, but they can have their own unique quirks, and I think that's why that's what made Kim Blandino's thing a lot more interesting, because he had his own particular quirk. In this instance, demanding that every judge that comes before him to recuse themselves within the first 30 minutes of speaking with him. So that's where I came from, and that's why I went full blast with Mr. Blandino.
Yeah, I thought he was a sovereign citizen as well, but then the more I covered him, the more I realized he wasn't. And he also, of all the people that we cover, he seems to be the one that handles us with the most respect, which is unexpected. I didn't expect that. I noticed that with your interview too, Mike. And just in case anyone's wondering why I'm looking to the left and right, I've got chat and analytics, so I'm not trying to be rude. Over to over to Natalie on it.
Yeah, so actually, it's kind of funny that, I found our Nevada judges before I started recording YouTube material because I was following the Michael McDonald case back when it was uploaded on another channel. And I think we all know the channel I'm talking about, uploaded on another channel by somebody that was there in Nevada. And I was watching them, and then they stopped uploading, and I was searching everywhere. I found them on Our Nevada Judges. And then I, kind of forgot about the Michael McDonald case. And then I saw that then I started my YouTube channel. Then I saw that there was a criminal case coming around now from the family case. And so I started covering that. And then, like, you had everything, just everything that there was to know about the case. And then, kind of like Kim Blandino was a little different, because I had been getting requests in my inbox from my viewers, can you cover Kim Blandino? And I was like, well, who the heck is that? Like, what are you talking about? And then Alex and I had a conversation and a little, recording together. And I think you mentioned him, and it still really wasn't on my radar. And then Artie started to do the reactions, and I was like, okay, who is this? And that's when I decided to react to one of his videos.
I think the first time I learned about you was when my inbox blew up with your 3-part saga on Michael, and that's the first time I'd ever had anything like that happen. I mean, because people ask me to say stuff all the time, but I'm not an attorney, and it just doesn't feel appropriate. And by the way, I don't think I've mentioned that, but I think all 3 of you are licensed attorneys for sure. I don't know which states off the top of my head, but you are. And so it's something that it answers so many questions for them. Some of the basic questions, they don't even understand how sentencing works. And so when they go onto your channels and they get those details, they love it. So there was some talk about COVID impact on trials, I guess, in your state, Natalie. I mean, we can talk briefly about that as well for all 3 of you, because I know we just had some administrative orders pop up here in Clark that are impacting continuances, basically. Anyway, let's start with you on that, I guess.
Yeah. So as you guys know, I'm a criminal defense attorney practicing in the state of Maryland, and in particular, I'm in Prince George's County. So since COVID, really became a massive issue. The issue we have here is hospital overcrowding. Like, when the hospitals become overcrowded, that's going to lead the courts to act accordingly. So around March of 2020, everything basically shut down. Like, we didn't even have virtual going. We had nothing happening. And then they, took some things virtual. And then January of 2021 is when we were supposed to resume in-person jury trials. Well, because it was wintertime, COVID ticked back up, and we had, I think, 3 jury trials, and then they shut everything back down. And then we resumed jury trials late last year. I want to say like August, September of last year. And then just in December of 2021, they suspended jury trials. It was supposed to be until January. Now it's been suspended through March. So I have clients who have been held in jail pre-trial with no conviction since at least March of 2020.
Wow.
Who have not had their trial date yet because of this. So it's been bad. Other counties have handled it better. They've found ways to clear the backlog, like dismissing cases that need to be dismissed and things like that, or alternative types of resolution, or, pushing through jury trials in different settings, like putting them in different places in the courtroom so that it can be, bigger and you can have more space for social distancing. Our county has not gotten that together yet. So we're having a major issue with it. It's going to be a problem in the future, I can only imagine.
Yeah. Just a couple of comments before we go to Mike. Jordan says, I love when my favorite YouTubers collaborate. And then we have another comment saying, I guess they've never seen Artie with so much light behind him. So, all right, let's go, Mike. What do you got?
Already, to his credit, I think he just got the invite because I got on with you and we were talking. And he said, I don't have his contact. Yeah. And I'm like, all right, I'll send it over to him, but I don't know if he's going to see it.
Yeah. Nat said that Alex was trying to get a hold of me, and I'm like, I haven't heard anything from him. I don't know. I don't want to impress upon it. I know he talked about it before, but I don't want to be that guy. Like, where's my invite? I did the lawyer live streaming thing, what am I, chopped liver? No, I wasn't. I was like gonna wait for them to come to me, and then all of a sudden in the third, at the 11th hour, I just happened to be in front of my computer because, well,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a Saturday. I'm usually in front of my computer doing something, and I got the invite. It's like, oh, and it's like right now, like 5 minutes before going live, like, oh God, I gotta like comb my hair or something like that because I was not prepared to go on. This is supposed to be my day off, but to go to add to Natalie's point, I can't speak personally because I'm not a trial attorney. I am licensed in New York and New Jersey, but so I can't speak to the difficulties that are currently dealing with the counties in New Jersey, at least. That's where I primarily practice, but however, I can say that at least for the state agencies, it's been kind of the same thing. It's been very hit or miss. Some agencies were able to hit the ground running and get their employees remote access immediately. Others, it took them a very long time, to the chagrin of other people who have been working and doing their job, whereas some other people have been sitting back and enjoying themselves what feels like a 6-month vacation. But I digress. Eventually people got around to it. But I have also heard about that similar situation, Nat, especially when the speedy trial rights are invoked, especially in the current situation when people are being held, without any sort of movement in their case due to the circumstances.
So this next question was triggered by Natalie's comment of the other channel. Threats. Do you guys get threats, lawsuit threats, defamation, stuff like that, when you do videos like this from the litigants ever? And if you do, how does it impact, your behavior, I guess, going forward? I guess the concern is that does it stifle you guys or not? That's the curiosity there. Over to Natalie.
Yeah, I get less salient than threats that are like, oh, I'm going to sue you if you say this or you say that, or don't cover me or else. I haven't gotten anything like that, but more like rants like, you don't know what it's like, to go through this and stuff like that. And I understand. I just ignore them and don't care. I've been sued before by somebody for something I said on social media. So I won. I literally do not care. I'm going to say whatever I want within the confines of the law. Like, you can't stop me. I try to be as respectful of everyone as possible. And I really do think that I achieve that. And outside of that, if it's in the public domain, I have the right to. I have had people say, Judge Milton says not to record his videos. How dare you react to them? And I'm like, he streams them directly onto YouTube. So I don't think he's talking to us. I think he's talking to the people in the state of Michigan. So it's okay. It's totally fine.
Yeah. I get both of those. I get the threats specifically from the attorneys, because there's attorney defendants and they get real mad. And then I also get you're not supposed to record these, but that's technically I can, because I get the media request and they just don't know about how that works. So yeah, in Nevada you can't.
I've seen
yeah, go ahead.
I've seen a few of those videos, and the reactions to it is like, oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when the attorneys are like, he can't do that. Yeah, he can. Even I looked up Nevada's rules.
Yeah, the family court stuff really, especially CPS, they get real bent out of shape about it. We've had 2 videos taken down, and then I just send the court order to YouTube and they put it back up real quick. Over to Mike on, I guess, all this. Now we're kind of blurring into this other area. Do you want to hear from YouTube?
What trials or threats? I don't get threats. It's funny. I told you this when the Kim Blandino thing was going on, because I was using your videos and we were talking a lot at that time.
Yeah.
And Kim Blandino was upset that I called him sovereign citizen, which I did. And I said, well, I don't have a problem with that. You probably aren't a sovereign citizen. And I said, he contacted me. I thought, oh, where are we going with this? He's going to go nuts. And that was his only problem. He's like, I just don't want to be referred to as a sovereign citizen. I looked, I thought, fair enough. And then literally I thought, what's the best thing I can do? Well, I can have you on my channel. I could just say I'm sorry to you personally, but that doesn't do you a lot of good. Come on my channel and I'll say, you know what, I was wrong. I shouldn't call you sovereign citizen. There you go. And he was happy. I've got I get some troll videos. You know, I've got Trent Goodbody doesn't like me very much,
Who's
but I
that?
enjoy the troll videos. That's the
Join,
problem.
hey, join the club, man. Join the club.
I've never even
I've
heard of
made
him.
way too many enemies. I don't. I mean, I guess I have made a fair amount of enemies, especially in the sovereign citizen angle. Trent Goodbody is one of them. Because and I think it's because I actually have accepted and have had people come on to have discussions with me. I don't call them debates. I have discussions. And you know, more recently, somebody's like, you know, I know your real name. Like, okay, I mean, I go by Artie. That's not my real name, but it's not like I really go out of my way to hide it. I mean,
Right.
It's very easy to find, and I'm not going to care one way or the other. So, you know, I'm going to expose you for something or another. Oh, I was told that I'm supposed to. I supposedly owe somebody in Maryland money because of the discussion we had, and he claims that because he was on there, I owe him half of the revenue I generated from our discussion,
Oh,
in
no.
YouTube money.
Good luck with that.
He claimed that he was going to be. He gave me like a 72 hours to provide him with requisite info, or else he's going to send me something or another. That was back in July. So, and I haven't heard anything from him since. So,
Or will you?
so I've had my share of like, you know, return fire, I guess the best way of saying it, but they never really come to it.
What's weird for me is I actually I did one just the other day. It was a guy in Canada, and I didn't even know he was in Canada. And he sent me a crazy. He was a commenter, I know, because he told me about it in the comments. So he's a viewer of my channel, and he wanted me to do this video. And if he's seen my videos, he knows I'm going to be critical of it.
Yeah.
So it's the oddest thing. I told you the same thing about Kim, but like more. Generally speaking, they prefer the exposure more.
Yeah.
Than they're upset about the critical treatment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's been my experience. I find it odd, but that's been my experience.
So when we're talking about that, that's a little bit different from the people that are like, I'm going to sue you, you know, like
Right.
those, I get plenty of those people that just disagree outright with what I have said. And you're right, Mike, 9 times out of 10, they just want to come on the channel and to like debate me. And I fell for it once with the Kane and Lynn Moores.
Oh God.
Which I think
I saw
was
that.
infamous at this point in time, because then they got arrested and everything I said was true.
Right.
But you know, where I had this, like, it was 4 of them and then other people jumping in on me. And
I saw a bit of
was
that.
like,
Actually, I thought that was cool.
I thought it was cool too. I think I did a great job, you know,
Good.
but it didn't do them any good, because they still went out and did exactly the things I told them not to do. And now they're sitting in jail awaiting trial. Joe Jamal, who we talked about right after that, we both said Jamal's dangerous. We said that.
Yeah.
And he was. So it's like, I learned from that I like to keep a level of objectivity. And unless I'm interviewing the person, and I'd love to interview people, so that's not a problem. Unless I'm interviewing the person to understand the situation better. If I've covered something, I'm not going to bring them on the channel just to talk about the fact that I said, you know, you have to have a driver's license in order to operate a motor vehicle. What is there to talk about? Nothing, you know, so I'm good on that.
Yeah. Another thing that, I mean, this is just sort of my personal curiosity is, does it ever cause issues, you know, being on YouTube as an attorney with other attorneys, other colleagues? Because sometimes I feel like in Nevada, that's why we don't have any attorney YouTubers, whereas it seems like they're more, you know, common in other areas of the country. I've always wondered if you ever get sort of blackballed or... Go ahead.
I'm interested in what you guys are going to say.
Oh, okay.
My experiences surprised me, but I'm interested in what you guys... It's a good question. I'm interested.
That's a great question. I'll start. The interaction I've gotten from other attorneys I work with, attorneys I don't work with, and prosecutors and judges has been nothing but positive and encouraging and kind. I have not had a single negative interaction with another attorney that knows me in person from my YouTube channel. So I endeavor to say things that are correct, and if they're not right, to fix it. Like if I say something wrong, to say, oh, hey, in the last video I said this thing, but I looked it up and I was wrong about that, or you guys told me about this special exception you have in your state. And I try to be honest. So, and to be fair. So in doing that, I think that I've had nothing but positive interactions from other attorneys. I can't think of one negative thing.
Okay.
I've never had.
That's been my experience.
Yeah, I've never had any sort of negative negative response from any other attorney.
But that surprised me. Like I agree. Like both you guys are saying the same thing, but I expected people to be like, you know, just sort of not mean, but petty about it.
Yeah, I could see
And
that.
I haven't had that yet. Maybe it'll happen, but I have not had it one single time.
I've been like, I was afraid for the judges to find it, like the judges that are that I go in front of. And a couple of them have mentioned that they've seen it and they've been nothing but kind. That's the thing. But like, I was surprised when they saw it because it just wasn't clicking to me that the X amount of subscribers that you have and viewers that you have are like real people out in the world. So like it surprised me, you know?
Yes. That's your experience. Yeah. You don't think like, I mean, you know, I'm in a city, you know, the metropolitan area is maybe 8 million people. I mean, it's all my subscribers would be a minuscule portion of that. It seems nothing. So I operate on the assumption that nobody knows. Like, I don't know if that's right, but like, I don't like assume anybody has seen this. You know,
Yeah,
I mean, if I had 20 million subscribers, okay, I'd be like, yeah, people have seen this, but I don't.
Yeah.
But what happens is this. What happens is I'm on this. So I had four cases up Thursday. So I log in and I'm like this, and I have the stuff. Well, there's just a difference. Like I have lighting and a green screen backdrop and stuff. I mean, other people have stuff too, but it just looks better. And it looks better because I'm live streaming and stuff, you know, for my place. So then people, they'll be like, oh, are you doing that? I'm like, yeah, I'm doing a live stream in an hour. And then the judge and opposing counsel and the other people, they're like, really? And then they're like, all right, fine. What's the name of it? I'll look. That's where I get a reaction to it. It's not like people are stopping me in the street. No one's going anywhere. I never leave my condo. I just sit in my condo, you know?
Yeah, this has been my experience as well. And it's just been like, they found it and I've just been like, oh.
I want to ask you, Natalie, have you tried one? Well, okay, so I'm going Monday. This gets back to COVID and all that stuff. I actually have a pre-trial up Monday, so I'm going to be in front of the judge. Maybe they'll say, oh, we've closed down for Omicron too. I don't know. I'll find out Monday morning, you know, when I'm standing in front of a judge. But I wouldn't think, because it never even occurred to me, but then sort of it grew a little bit better. Thank you, everybody. I'm really happy. But it grew a little bit better than I thought. And I'm like, what am I going to do if the veneer comes back? It's like, yeah, I watch this channel all the time.
Okay,
I don't know.
I've run. Okay, no, go ahead.
I was just going to make the note that nobody really knew my channel at the time when all of this started. It wasn't until we had our first general meeting through Teams, and then all of a sudden people see my setup. They see my chair, they see the mic and everything. They see this and they're like, "Wow, you got some nice stuff over there." And then it's my best friend / coworker who knows that I've been doing this, and he's having a lot of he's a big YouTuber. It's like, oh god damn it. And so I don't know if they watch, but now nowadays my family, they now watch, and so of course in the middle of a live stream they're now giving me pointers, and I'm like, okay, thanks, Dad, I appreciate it. But at least the last 2 Mondays I've had my brother on as a guest almost weekly or bi-weekly because he's a cop, and so we're having our own little segment for each other, and that's actually taking off too. But yeah, so that's how the outside world got more I got more notice. Beyond that, it's still kind of like insular, and I think it's probably because I don't use my real name as part of the channel, but it is what it is.
It's funny too, because the difference is like minuscule in the sense that, like, I've got a couple of green screens here because my place is small and I don't want to show. I mean, there's no grand conspiracy. It's just I have a couple of green screens. I bought some lights. I have some decent equipment or whatever. but like literally, this is not beyond the scope of any attorney that I practice law with. They just don't care. They don't care. They're just trying to communicate and get through the court appearance, the status call, whatever. If you said, hey, you have to, pull $300 out of your pocket and spruce it up, they'd be like, fine, no problem. It's not like beyond them. They just, we care because we're doing this, and it's such a small incremental difference to like look semi-decent versus like looking amateur. And they're all capable of it, but they don't need to. Yeah. They literally sit in their conference room with crappy lighting, and that's all they need to get through a pre-trial on a mediocre case. That's all that's required.
So lots of good comments. Everybody loves having all. Somebody's Miss Mandy says it's the 3 best lawyers on earth.
Hi, Mandy.
Miss
Thank
Mandy.
you.
Hi.
There's another. I don't know who they are, but I figure you guys do.
Although you can't trust the viewers, because I did this recently. Okay, so I just did a video with Natalie, and just before that I did one with Artie, and I get a lot of both the comments. This is really sweet, but it's funny. They're like, my 2 favorite lawyers. I'm like, all right, people, which is it? Which is it? Because there were 3 of us involved, okay?
Another sort of curiosity that I've had is, and there have been some questions, not on this chat specifically, but people have emailed me. The question is, have you ever had media coverage of one of your cases when you were in court? And how did it impact you? And if not, then how would it impact you, or how do you feel you'd react?
Yeah, so it's been a while since I've had media coverage on one of my cases, thank goodness. And I think that has a lot to do with the fact that I used to practice in an area that was smaller, more rural. So the cases that I got would make the news, they would just make the news. We had a policy in our office to just not speak to the media about our cases. And I think that was a good policy. I think the only time that I ever spoke to the media about a case of mine was when I thought the prosecution was hiding some video footage, and they were, and I wanted to get the word out there. And I think that was it. And one time I did have a client of mine who was charged with something like a burglary or something like that. No one was hurt, but it got media attention for some reason. I don't remember why, but I was doing mitigation for the gentleman in his sentencing, and I was really passionate about it because I really, obviously it should be that way for everyone, but I really like this client, right? Like I really like this guy. And so we spent a lot of time together, and I'm going in on his mitigation, and the judge was just like, I take that you're very passionate, but your client's going to jail, And so the woman wrote it out as, despite her best efforts, Attorney Whittingham could not keep her client from going to jail. And I was like, thanks a lot, lady. And that was some years ago, but I always thought that always stuck with me, because she was sitting there in the courtroom making her little notes, and she was like, she clearly didn't like my client, so she really wanted to rub it in. Despite her best efforts, the client still went to jail. I was like, well, thank you.
That makes me wonder, if you had a choice between her writing an article or her publishing the video, leaving aside the impact on your client, just sort of for the purposes of truthfulness or accuracy, which one would you prefer?
The video, of course.
Yeah.
The video. Yeah. There's no video recording in courts in Maryland anywhere at all, ever. You can't even audio record. So I think that they should allow it. No, other than you can go and get the transcript or the audio recording, the official audio recording, but I think it's like a fine or jail time if you surreptitiously record in court, and you can't get permission to record there either.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I was gonna say New Jersey. I mean, yes, you can be held in contempt if you don't get permission, but they at least allow you to obtain permission to be able to record the proceedings here in New Jersey. The fact that they don't even give you that option is kind of surprising to me.
I'm kind of jealous. I did a video a while back with a guy called the DUI guy, and he's out of Kentucky.
Oh, I've seen his videos.
Larry's
He's
a great, and he's a cool guy. He's really funny, whatever. But I just did one video with him. But I was talking to him about it. A lot of his channel is he's in court defending DUIs, and they're great. He's a good attorney, and they're great segments. But they record everything, and he just orders it and then chops it up and says, "There it is." And people are on my channel. They always would say, "I want to see you in court." I'm like, first of all, I do civil stuff, and it's not nearly as exciting. Okay. Second of all, I cannot get a copy like that.
No.
Like he can just literally do it. It's already recorded, pre-wired in the courthouse. He can just do this and then throw it up there and say, "Here's what I was thinking," or whatever, and they turn into great videos. I can't.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could get like audio from a preliminary hearing, and then I could wait until the case is over and get my client's permission, because they do audio in district court or preliminary hearings, and that's the only time I'm really in district court. But other than that, most of my trials are not audio recorded. I mean, they are. It's a transcript. There's a court reporter in the courtroom. So what am I gonna do? Reenact it for the video?
Yeah, right.
Well, like, I mean, we still need to get together to do that for the transcripts that I was able to get for Miss Tracy Gale Bay. Because I actually spent a lot of money to get her transcripts. Unfortunately, because I think it was Pennsylvania. Yeah, unfortunately, in Pennsylvania, they do the audio recording. They do audio recording, but only the parties are allowed to get the audio. You can only, as a member of the public, you could only get the transcript. So that's what I paid for.
I can't do anything in Illinois.
Huh?
I can't do anything in Illinois.
Wow.
Yeah, they shut it down in a lot of states.
I once took a screenshot of a Zoom just to say, here I am, but I probably shouldn't have done that. But I'm like, come get me, whatever. But but the only other thing I can think of is I had an appellate case and I did an oral argument, and that's like online, and they did in the appellate court. I mean, but like, it was. I mean, this is like procedural, like deep dive, like it's not like intellectually all that difficult, but like nobody will understand unless they're an attorney. Not even close, not even beginning. And it's like long and it's just audio. I'm like, I'm not showing this to people. It's not fun.
Yeah. The only argument I've ever had to the Court of Special Appeals in our state, which is our second highest court, was for a workers' compensation case. So I can go and get the audio for that, but literally like other lawyers wouldn't even know what the heck I'm talking about. It's so hyper specialized. And particularized, so there's no way.
Yeah, I feel like they wouldn't. I mean, I don't think our viewers would even watch pure audio. Maybe kind of makes me want to pull it. And then sometimes attorneys will tell me to get the transcript and stuff, and so I'll get objection to camera access. He can get the transcript, and I'm like, guys, nobody's gonna read that. Or he can get the JAVS video. I don't know if you have JAVS over there. It's like, I don't even think it's 480p. I think it's like something else really bad. Ugh. People won't watch it. That's why I'm always trying to get the 4K camera in there or the 1080p. Of course, with COVID, we have to, record via screen. But I don't know about you guys, but I see more engagement when the video quality is higher on my videos.
Oh, I see that. Yeah. I mean, I will still, especially when it's a really, kind of a juicy, like sovereign citizen interaction in court. I'll accept the audio only. I know it's not going to be as spicy, but it's not going to be as exciting. But if the audio is good enough, then I'll go ahead and react to it, even if it's audio only. But yeah, I understand. It's totally, it makes sense that if you're going to have video and then higher video quality is always going to get you get more eyes and more attention.
The first video I got from you, which I loved, Alex, was and this was because of COVID, and he refused to go in. It was a mask issue or whatever, and he's out there. Who's the defense attorney he's trying to withdraw right now?
Oh, Ben Bateman. That's right.
So he's standing out there with Ben Bateman.
Wait, okay? He is.
He's trying to withdraw.
And they're on blue jeans. And I just love the camera angle. They're outside the courthouse and it's looking up at him. I'm like, this is like a surreal Fellini film going on. And then there's another square, which is the judge sitting in court. I'm like, I just visually, this is stunning. I don't even care what they say. It's awesome.
Yeah, I notice I get more people watch if I do that. Go ahead, Artie. Sorry.
No. I was just adding on to that, it was one of those very brief ones. It was like 8 minutes long, and it was like all three of them, the Blandino, the defense attorney, and the prosecutor sitting side by side, just outside the courtroom, and then like looking at a downward angle at the camera, and it was just so weird and unique, and obviously that's what made it more appealing.
Yeah, it's I was surprised. I think I did record the judge later on saying, is he out there with the prosecutor or something like that? I didn't realize I didn't know, because I'm not an attorney. I just thought that was just a thing that they are needing to do. I didn't realize the significance until
weird.
later that was
so. Oh no, it's definitely different.
That was weird. The other thing I love is with your videos, and I did this, and I just poached one, and then we became friends.
Yeah.
Because I said thanks. I'm just going to do this and ask forgiveness later, and he was cool. But I'm like, this is the greatest thing ever, because what I want is you throw all the bells and whistles that I'm too lazy to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I'm watching a video and you're like, oh, here's the judge. And they refer to somebody else. Oh, here's that attorney you're talking about. Whoop. I'm like, oh, this is fantastic. Now let me just talk all over it. This will be awesome.
Yeah, I actually love when you guys do that. You don't have to ask permission. I can also get you raw footage if you ever would like, because I saved that stuff and set it aside. But no, talking about our Nevada judges' cases is exactly what I want people to do, to teach people about our Nevada judges. So this isn't like my normal, we all have our normal jobs, so it's not like I feel like you're stealing money or anything, because I'm a software engineer and that's where I get my salary and stuff. This is just me trying to teach people in Nevada about court cases and our judges and stuff. So when you guys, if you guys need anything at all, I mean, that's what we're here for. So tons of comments. I can't keep up with all of them, but like 90% of them are compliments. Let's see.
Let's focus on the 10%. I've got issues. Well, let's air some grievances here and now.
The other 10% are like they're talking to each other, and then I guess there's a prosecutor that's in the chat, or an intern at the prosecutor's office who's talking about how he loves the channel. I have to scroll up to find him. And then thanks everybody for the super chats. Appreciate that. That's very helpful. Here's a question. Here in Nevada, attorneys question jury members directly during voir dire. Is it like that in your areas of practice? The name of Jordan's asking all three of you. We can ask the jury questions here. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm jealous. No, Maryland, we can't ask the jury questions directly.
Can't?
Nope. Sure can't. We have one of the most restrictive voir dire rules in the country.
What kind of crazy banana republic are you living over there?
You have to ask the judge. So here's how it goes. We get our list of voir dire questions. We fight it out with the state about which questions get asked. The judge makes a decision on, maybe they make some tweaks to your questions and allow it in or deny them, or whatever the case may be.
So you're submitting and they get asked by the judge?
You submit but then in real time, when the person on the veneer answers the question, right? And if you want to inquire further, you have to say, Your Honor, can we please ask the potential juror if such and such? And then the judge could say, no, I'm not going to ask them that.
It seems like that's how it works here too.
Very restrictive.
Yeah.
In Illinois, there is not a uniform procedure. Every time I try a case, it's completely different. So some judge will say, "Nope, I'm doing questions." Some judge will say, "Do what you got to do." It's literally like the Wild West. It just depends who you're in front of, and you literally have to like ask your buddy, like, if you do defense, I'm doing civil, but if you're doing defense, you have like 300 people in your firm, and you ask them. Mm-hmm. If you're plaintiff, then you know all the other guys, because we're all like lone wolves, but we know each other. So you're like, all right, what does Jones do about this? And then that's the only way you know the procedure going in, unless you've tried a case with him before.
Jessa says 10% comment. Artie's super weird. He's the old cat man.
I'm used to that.
I'm an old cat woman. We're all like, I think Artie, Mike, and myself. We're all animal people. Like, don't you have like cats and dogs, Mike?
I mean, let's be honest. My two cats are the stars of my channel. I mean, nobody cares. All the care packages that I get, like 80% are cat toys and cat treats. So, I mean, I'm just here to caretake for the hosts, for the true hosts of the show.
And I think Mike has dogs. I think you put your dogs up sometimes. One or two. I don't know.
Well, I don't. Well, I put clips up on.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I don't deal with him live. I don't trust him.
So, what do you got, Artie?
Archer just invaded, just now, so that he does his own thing, and I just let him do his own thing.
But I'm so used to your cats like walking around in your streams, Artie, that like don't notice them. Like, yes, orange cat, but like it's like, oh, that's where the cat's supposed to be in Artie's streams.
I've had cats, but I haven't had them for a while, and I like cats.
Mm-hmm.
But recently, I've dealt with both of you where your cat just invades you midstream.
Yeah.
Right? Like when we were just going on, you're like, this cat's got to. This is like right, like 1 minute before, so you're like, this thing's got to go.
Yeah, that's a cat. They don't care. They don't
Right.
care what you have going on in your life.
What do you got on jury questions, Artie? I mean, can you?
I actually, I couldn't tell you about New Jersey's Vladaya.
Uh-huh.
Unfortunately, because I'm not a trial attorney, so I haven't been able to take a look at our rules in that practice, so I couldn't answer that for you.
Have you guys seen? This is kind of a curiosity. Have you seen any videos anywhere on YouTube where they go through jury questioning? The part in the beginning before the trial where you have, are those out there?
Chauvin's trial,
Okay.
they did the whole voir dire process,
I was
which was interesting because they
Yes,
sent
they
them
did.
a survey. I watched a lot of it. It was very interesting,
Uh-huh.
and the way the potential jurors and the people you knew ended up on the jury answered questions was very informative. I thought of how the case was going to go. And what was another one? I think in Rittenhouse they showed it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure they did.
I don't know how those guys do that though.
What do you
These
mean?
like Rittenhouse and Chauvin are like fascinating trials. I get it, but like you see like Rekieta or like I'm thinking of him just because we know him, but like a whole bunch of people. I'm like, how do you just set aside 8 days in a row, 12 hours a day, and they're like, it's great coverage, but how do you do that?
They don't do any trial work, so that's how.
I mean, I have a ton of time, but I have to stop. I mean, I've got hard things where I have to go see a judge.
No, they don't do any trial work, so this is what they do.
Yep. Yeah. Then I guess you can just separate
Yeah.
it out. I'm glad they do because they're smart guys. They're interesting, but like
It's
I
great
can't
coverage.
buy into that.
Are you
Yeah,
saying?
no,
Yeah.
there's no way. There's no way.
Are you saying there's attorneys who that's all they do is just pick the jury and leave?
No, we're talking about YouTube attorneys.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like
The,
they,
vo-
like,
the yeah,
No,
they do
the
the
trial
whole-
attorney gets to pick the jury. They're the ones. They're the ones who have to sell it to them. Trust me. Whoever's making the closing argument's picking that jury.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
yeah, I'm the same way. Because and they are fascinating, but I just can't. I have to have like my time off. Because it's I have my regular day job. Yeah, it's because I'm not doing trial work. It's more closely aligned with a 9 to 5. But after that, like most of these trials are happening during the middle of the day when I'm supposed to be
Exactly.
working. I can't react to it real time. And by the time I get done with my work, the last thing I want to do is to go through 4 hours or 5 hours of trial footage to put something together for for the next video.
Mhm.
No.
For me, I feel like I'd rather use my time to either just laugh at some nonsense that's very easy to pick apart, or have my own leisure time, and but all power to them. Absolutely, it's great to see it, but that's not something I can really do and
What
keep
they're
my sanity.
doing, and I'm thinking about Rekieta in particular, is very special. Like you have to have a certain talent for it, a certain level of knowledge of the law, and the time to dedicate to it. And I'm very much impressed by it. I myself try to do like a combination of, if I have the time to research, sometimes I'll research a particular case or topic and then distill that into a video and then mix that with reactions because that's what people like the most. But I do like the deep legal analysis stuff, like, oh, let's look at this case and understand this case that we're all talking about for my own soul. Like I just enjoyed that so much because sometimes like Glenn Serio's video, I had a hangover after that. I was like, this is
It does. It beats you up.
yeah.
I specifically elected to avoid that because it's just I knew that was just going to be crazy. I know a lot of my viewers are like, you should react to it. You should react. I'm like, nah, no.
That was the first and last time.
not for me.
Never again.
That's what I always do. Like people were pushing me on Glenn Serio for ages, and then I wouldn't do it because he's too much.
Yeah.
And then just recently I jumped on it way late, but it was recent. And I'm like, I'm not starting a year ago with this stuff. I'm not doing it. And I had the same problem with Blandino. I had people tell me since January, go do Kim Blandino. And I looked at it, I'm like, this is just too much. Like, it's interesting. It's super interesting, but I'm like, I don't know how you do this without doing like 6 hours on it. And I'm not doing 6 hours. It's too overwhelming.
And sometimes like punching down. Like, I don't want to do that. Like, when someone's like so different, you know, sometimes I feel like I'm punching down if I analyze every like who am I taking down here, you know, like I feel like one video is enough, like this is wrong, don't do this, and then just on. Except for the Michael McDonald saga, I had to do something with that because that was crazy. That's
another great example. Everybody loves it. Everybody's asking me to do that, and I'm like, no, there's 74 hours of this stuff. It's interesting, but it's been done. I'm not going to add anything new to it, and it will destroy my life. I'm not doing it.
After Blandino, I was recommended the Michael McDonald thing, and I went through that rabbit hole, and I'm like, there is a lot here, especially when I started seeing some of the old videos from like 2015 or 2016. Like, no, I can't go that far. I think. Well, the only thing I plan on doing is just do a break, like summary next week of the infamous hearing where he was fighting like several sheriff's deputies.
That was on low quality video, but worth it because of what actually happened.
I'm going to use that as the backdrop so I can actually at least provide what I think is an understanding of like the here and now, not the entirety of the marriage and everything else, but why he's there in the first place, at least, and have that as a backdrop. And that's it. I'm not going to do a sort of Michael McDonald saga part 10 type of deal. I'm never going to get anywhere with that. So
you did a great job on Blandino, where you did a 4-part series, and then all three of us were together on the last one.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have the patience to do that, but I mean, you did like 12, 13 hours of that stuff, but like spread out like over a couple of weeks.
It was good.
Yeah.
I thought it was really neat, like to consume. I'm like, I'm not thinking that much, but like I enjoyed watching on your channel.
Yeah.
I mean, I learned.
Like, I'll come in and like, enjoy it, but I'm thinking, oh my god, he had to sift through all these clips and try to think there was some order.
Yeah, I think for me there was a lot of video, but they weren't like oppressively long. So they were a little bit easier to digest here and there, and at least put together a timeline. The only reason, and mainly because most of it dealt with the video deals with his current situation right now. I only did the part 1 because when I started looking him up, that's where I found out a lot more of his history, and I decided, you know what, I want to make part 1 being like the prologue. Like, how do we get from his origins to why he's inviting himself into other people's cases in like 2019 or something like that, or 2017.
Wait, that's inviting him?
Blandino. Part of his before, he was acting like he's an attorney and inviting himself at counsel table with litigants who he has no part of. Yeah. And then from there to where he is right now with his current situation. Well, so it's a lot easier with that.
I saw that, but that was on TV, and people don't understand this. They constantly send me this stuff from TV shows. I'm not doing it. They're nasty. They come after you.
Yeah.
If it's sitting on a TV show, if it's court TV or something like that, if I put 4 milliseconds on there, they're coming to get me.
Yeah, forget it. And every other, hate that court cam has it. I hate.
I licensed that Michael McDonald video to Court Cam, and they copyrighted my video after I licensed it to them for use.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
When I got it fixed, I sent them an email and I said, "Hey, you might want to tell the left hand what the right hand's doing," and then they put my video back. But I completely
didn't they chase you around on that, Natalie?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So before you licensed it to them, I used your video. It was before it was licensed to Court Cam. And so I had my video up, and it had been up for like months. And then it was licensed to them, and then they took my video down. And so I didn't reach out to CourtCam. I just told YouTube, this is fair use, and I put this up before they bought it, because I knew it wasn't theirs when I first used it. And so YouTube was like, I think maybe within a day or two, YouTube put it back up. There's another video that I have that's on, this is so ridiculous of CourtCam. CourtCam has this video of that young girl. I think she either flips the bird at the judge or something like that. And she's like in an orange jumpsuit, and he.
Yep. Oh God, yes.
She's like a teenage girl. Yes, in Florida. Okay, so
Adios.
Oh yeah. So yeah, because she's like, I got jewelry. And he's like, do you have money for your bond? I got jewelry. So anyway, the judge, so anyway, the video goes up. This is over a year ago, this video goes up. And then maybe a month later, CourtCam copyright strikes it. And I fight it, and it comes back. 6 months later, CourtCam copyright strikes it. I fight it, it comes back. Just last month, CourtCam copyright struck it in December, and took it, and it was taken down. And then I had to be like, this is the third time you guys have done this with this video. It's clearly fair use. Like, you cannot keep me from using it. It's here on YouTube. And I think that was another one where it was like, it was the raw court footage, and then they bought it, and then they copyright struck it. But yeah, I don't care anymore. I'm gonna keep doing it. I did a Law and Order video where I reacted to Law and Order, like an entire episode of it, and like they copyright struck it, and I got it put back up. So I'm gonna keep, I don't care. Like, as long as I'm pausing it, reacting to it, and you put it here on YouTube, it's in the public domain. I get to have fair use of it, you know?
I'm honestly surprised that they haven't done that to me yet. Alex, as far as the Kentucky judge sovereign citizen case, that's on my gaming channel. Before I had my separate channel for this, that was actually my first video that blew up. It went viral. It's got over like 3 million views, because I think it was I saw it randomly from Quatloose, which is an online forum that talks about sovereign citizens, and they posted a video. They posted an article about that story, and I'm like, "Oh, this is freaking awesome!" So I saw it from the news article that had the raw footage, and then I didn't think that it was up on anywhere else on YouTube, so I put it up there, and it blew up. And lo and behold, later on, I see CourtCam. They were able to find the footage, and I'm actually shocked that I have yet to get like a copyright strike from CourtCam, because I think I had the original upload on YouTube, but we'll see.
Coming. I
hope
they never.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they do like a sweep. They just like sweep around for anything, and then they strike it. So I would love to know your thoughts on this, Alex. I know this is your show. I'm so sorry.
No, go ahead. They know me already. The more you guys talk,
okay,
they want to hear you guys.
So I would love to know your thoughts on the Law and Crime Network coming after. I don't know if you guys have heard about this. They've come after Rekieta Media, because he's been streaming from their stream and reacting to it live on YouTube, and they're saying that basically it's infringement on their unique ability to be physically present in the courtroom and stream onto YouTube.
So my initial instinct is that they're in the wrong, because they have their own network. And I feel like now that I've been starting to go in myself and record and publish these videos, I understand that I have to do all the hard work, pay the money, put the camera in, record it, and that you guys can go on and react to it. It's a lot easier. But at the same time, you guys, and I guess I'm using you as an analogy, you guys have built the networks that I don't have. You have the viewership that I don't have. Even if you didn't do that, maybe I would get a few more views, but I don't think that I would get anywhere near as many as you would all get, with your networks and with your discussion and your commentary. Your commentary and discussion has value, that it's unique. So I feel like that's messed up, that they shouldn't be doing that to him. And I guess if they're upset that he's getting all the live coverage, they have live coverage streaming too, don't they? I would assume.
Yeah.
They're streaming too. So their network and their viewership is going to go to them, and his group may be different, maybe different people that might not otherwise see it. I imagine it's fair use. I mean, it is tricky because it's streaming. So I guess that's what they're trying to say is different. Maybe if it's a record and publish and then somebody takes it and fair use, maybe they're saying that that's distinguishable from streaming over the other person's stream. I still err on the side of saying it's okay to do, though. I mean, I feel like those kinds of complaints, they come from jealousy or, I mean, I guess greed. But I mean, I've thought about this for a while now because I've been doing this for so long. And I really think that if other channels don't talk about my channel, it's going to hurt me more than it is to just be like, you need to all pay me money or else. I understand that the network matters a lot more than people think. People think it's all about the content and the video, but it's not. It's you guys have built audiences, and there's a lot of value there that I don't think that the public or ordinary people will understand until they actually start to do this stuff. That's one of the reasons why I get frustrated with the Supreme Court here, because they'll say, we don't need you to stream or record because we're already streaming or we're already recording. I'm like, okay, so you're going to get 30 lawyers to watch it. I mean, I have 2,000 there's a mixture of people that aren't all attorneys on our Nevada judges. So that like when they're not doing anything, they don't mind me going in and recording. But if they're already doing things on Blue Jeans and they're already broadcasting, their position is it's already broadcasting anyway on the Supreme Court. And I don't think that they understand that hardly anyone's going to see it because they haven't built an audience. They don't seem to understand that. I don't think that they're malevolent. I just think they just don't get it. And I sometimes have that disconnect with, and I use the Supreme Court as an example. It's not only them. I have that, issue, with other jurisdictions and districts as well. But anyway, I really appreciate that question because I've been thinking about that for a long time. I'm sorry, I don't know.
I want to ask a question about that. Are we talking about what's the Law Network or whatever?
Law and Crime Network.
See, this gets back to, and viewers ask these things all the time, and I try to avoid it because I don't want to go inside baseball with them because it's boring. But it's fascinating to talk to you guys about it. But are they talking about like trials that they're streaming?
Yeah, so
they think they have a copyright on that?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's nuts. These are public proceedings.
Public.
Yeah.
They generally speaking issue one. So they'll pick randomly. There'll be like 12 people who will apply for it. They'll pick one randomly, and everybody gets to take.
Yeah, the pool.
Yeah,
and nobody owns it. They're not creating any content. They're literally just passing it along mechanically.
That's literal media pooling
to me.
It's pooling.
It's media pooling.
Different from Dick Wolf coming after me because you know what? He hired those actors and script writers, and they made this thing that the content itself is what's original, not the recording of it, So it's like the lawyers making their arguments to the judge and the witnesses testifying. You don't own that.
Yeah.
So all you do is you just have access to stream it to the public. It doesn't give you the exclusive rights to keep other people from using the content as well. And also there are other like companies in there, like media companies in there streaming at the same time as them. So
that's an untenable position for Law and Order Network.
Ridiculous.
They're absolutely
right.
In Nevada,
ask a lawyer. That's a bad idea.
Yeah. In Nevada, it's actually built into the media requests that anything that we record we can't commercially exploit it. So that's actually it's in the Supreme Court rules, and it's in the order that this is not for commercial exploitation. So even though we have access, we can't do that kind of thing. Well, since I got the media approval and I got the camera in, none of you guys can do anything. We can't do that.
You don't get exclusive access to it.
No.
Right.
So I can create the content. Yeah, like I can do something about it if somebody just steals a video and just publishes it. Just like I can do something about that. But if people are doing fair use with it, I can't get in your way even if I wanted to. So like when Mike was asking me for permission, I'm like, you really don't have to ask for permission because you're commenting and talking about what's going on. But I mean, great question though. I love questions like that. Thank you, Natalie. I don't know. I guess are we wrapping up? It's Saturday. I'll let you guys get back to your weekend.
Yeah. I got places to be, but this was awesome.
Yeah, one of the viewers said they want Artie to show off his bingo calendar here. We don't have time, guys, but if you want to see Artie's bingo calendar, You can go to his channel. It's I've seen it before. It took me a while to figure out how it worked. It's really cool. And just to let the viewers and also you guys know, is about the first 20 seconds we had no audio. So if you guys share the link and you notice that, I'll fix that. I'll clip it out of YouTube, and the rest of the rest is good. Just those first 20 seconds, no sound. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for coming on, Artie, Natalie, Michael, and have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alex.
Bye.
Take care.